So in the previous video, I spoke about the situation in Louisiana. In this video, I'm going to speak about what's going on in Texas. In both states, there are bills being proposed for the legislature to vote on that will make it easier to imprison people, including children, for longer periods of time without the hope of release and receiving proper services. So in the state of Texas, I'm going to talk about that today. You're going to see the previous video about Louisiana. That's the one that's right before this one. So in Texas, they're trying to make it easier to arrest migrant workers and those undocumented immigrants and to detain them indefinitely, meaning without end, not giving them any type of due process, not bringing them back to their home country, just very simply detaining them. It also gives them the ability to treat people up to the age of 21 as minors. Now, initially that might sound like a good thing because maybe they're going to get preferential treatment. It's not the case. The only reason they want to do that is because they can charge more for the prison cell and services for someone who's considered a minor, even if they're not. So for example, you may have a young undocumented migrant who gets arrested at the age of 16, and for 5 years they are kept in that juvenile detention center. It is costing the state of Texas astronomical amounts of money. And then they're not just released at the age of 21. They have the ability to keep them in prison, just transitioning to an adult facility. So they won't be able to charge as much as they did in the juvenile facility, but they're still going to make money off of that person's body, making this a major drain on the economy. So to all the Republicans out there who are saying that migrants are a drain to the economy, do you realize that migrant workers actually allow for our agriculture economy to be sustainable in this country? Did you realize that every migrant that comes here, with or without documentation, adds hundreds of thousands of dollars per year to the gross domestic product, meaning our economy, in case you don't know what that means? There's real proven data that every person who comes into this country, whether they work temporarily or long term, is adding to our economy and making our nation better. They also pay income taxes. They don't get to benefit from any of the services that we do as citizens. They don't get to vote, but they're being taxed. Remember that whole thing about taxation without representation? This community, if they are not documented, they're not allowed to vote, but they do still have to pay taxes. They also pay sales taxes on everything that they buy. They pay rent at places that they live. They buy clothing, they buy food, they buy tickets, they buy gas, and all of that is pouring money into our economy. But whenever a person like this is imprisoned and your state tax dollars are paying $200,000 per person per year, do you understand that instead of that person being a positive add to our economy, they are now a $200,000 negative to the economy? But you know where that money goes? It comes out of your pocket and it goes to the private prison corporation. So these are not people who are committing violent crimes. They're here working. They want to come here, get their money, make ends meet, take care of their families, be positive attributes to our society. And if you're thinking that, oh, they're taking jobs, no, honey. Every time a person comes into this country, they create jobs because people need services. People need healthcare. People need food. And if they are positively attributing to the society, that means they're growing our economy. So trust and believe. The Republicans don't give a flying flip about our economy or our people. What they care about is how much money they can squeeze out of taxpayers. So if you want to fight against that, number one, you're going to have to vote blue or independent ticket. But I support that whoever is more likely to beat the Republican, you need to vote for them, because these people are coming for our jugular and they are coming with the gloves off.